What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to yet again another movie review. And finally get to see this movie. Today we're reviewing Wonder Woman 1984. No, the movie didn't come out in 1984. It's the movie 1984, which is... let's call it WW84. Okay, so there's a lot. This movie, it has some issues. I don't know if I'll dive in. There might be spoilers. I've apologized, but I'm not going to be able to talk about some things without spoiling. All you guys know is if you guys want my general opinion, it's not the best thing I've ever seen. I was disappointed. I was extremely disappointed. So, first things first, I can't talk about this movie without talking about the release and everything being delayed, obviously because of situations, obviously, and being just pushed back, and then eventually hitting theaters and HBO Max on the same day. And it's only on HBO Max until the 24th of January. So if you want to watch it, go watch it now. And I figure most people, if they've wanted to see it, they've seen it now on HBO Max. And I'm sorry, but this movie was disappointing. The first 20 minutes was good. I liked the first 20 minutes. It opens up with like a flashback, which doesn't really tie into anything, I guess. But then it goes into a cool superhero set of Wonder Woman stopping some things, which ties into the rest of the story, actually, surprisingly. We get introduced to a character named Barbara, who turns out to later be, if you know the comics, she's the Cheetah, and you got the villain of the movie, which is a strong businessman. Really, superhero movie, we're going to do this again? Really? Did we not learn anything from Iron Man 2 or the first Iron Man? Did we not learn anything from those movies? No? No, Iron Man is a good movie, and I haven't seen Iron Man 2, so I don't know. But, repeat's sake, there's this wish stone, and this dude freaking basically becomes the wish stone and is using it to his advantage, and there's a whole message in the movie about greed and a whole bunch of crap. And yeah, I'm cool with the movie having a message. I've said that in the past, but when it is hammered in so bad, like they're shoving that down your throat, like this is the moral, this is the moral. I'm like, bruh, can you not be more subtle? Bothered me. And you can even see this movie as an anti-war film, because there were a bunch of those back in the day. This one was very, very weird with the concept, and it definitely fits the tone of 2020 very well. The movie, though, has a lot of issues. One problem is the fact that they showed her boyfriend coming back in the trailers should have not been in the trailers. That should have not been in the trailers. And the way it happens, it's confusing, and when you find out that he's back this way, but it's just and this wish stone is the big thing of this. This doesn't feel like a Wonder Woman movie. It feels very... and the thing is about the Wonder Woman is, like Diana, like being like kind of normal and everything. She's in this movie for a good bit, for the good amount of screen time. But her doing Wonder Woman stuff is not over. Not over. I don't know what to say. Is not. There's barely any of it. There's barely any of it. And when there is the scene of her being Wonder Woman, there's like these scenes where she's running where she doesn't look like she's running. I don't know if that's because these scenes had to have been done later because of the pandemic or what, but it looks bad. Like, I'm sorry, it looks bad at some scenes, and it's definitely like... there wasn't as much to enjoy with the first film. The first one has so many enjoyable moments. This one, nowhere near as many. I enjoyed the first 20 minutes, but most of the movie is like, I like the fact when they put the invisible jet in there. That's a nice little thing they threw in there. But it's also just not, it's glanced over, it's done in one scene, and it's not brought up again. I don't see the fact of why this has to take place in the 80s, I guess because it's to fit with that anti-war thing and everything, and definitely there's some stuff they're trying to say with this movie about certain things, and it's just not done well. You see where the movie's gonna go 90% of the time. I'm literally, I was watching, I was like, that's what's gonna, I was watching this with my dad, and I was like, this is gonna happen, and even he was saying some of it, and like, he's not even a critic. He doesn't even like when I critique movies, really. But he's a critic. I mean, he's not a critic, but he was critiquing it just as much as a critic would. And I was sitting there. I did not go see this in theaters. I watched it on HBO Max. I was going to go see it in theaters. But here's the thing about seeing this movie in theaters. Amends to not seeing it in theaters. I would have regretted seeing this on the big screen. There's one scene where they're like showing all the chaos and people freaking out and like, oh my goodness, this is happening and all this crap, and it's less dramatic than you would think, but even though they're trying to be really dramatic and you're seeing these things happening, you're seeing this fear and people scared and all this destructions and rioting and stuff going on in the movie. It's just supposed to be a powerful, intense scenes, but it seems the stakes don't feel as high at points. And the climax, when you get to the final fight with Wonder Woman and Cheetah, like, yeah, that's cool and everything. But then you get to the climax, which is, I guess it's heartwarming, and they try to make you sympathize with some of these characters. And then the ending does wrap up fairly nice with a cameo from the original voice actor, the original actor of the Wonder Woman from like the 60s or something like that. Something like that. I don't remember how long ago it was. It's really strange to see what they try to do with this movie, and a lot of it that doesn't work. And I mean a lot of it doesn't work. Like, there's a lot that just doesn't feel right. There's a lot that just feels strange. And it just doesn't resonate well with me, a lot of the scenes. It doesn't... Is there any positives? Yes, there's some decent comedy. Like, some of the emotional moments, when they're there, some of them fit well. Like, but some others don't. Like, they feel so out of place, like, not even lying. They don't feel like they belong in this movie at all. I know, like, and the emotional moments were done so much better in the last film. And now Wonder Woman has been in, what? 4 movies now? It's like she was handled much better in Justice League, and everybody knows the reputation that movie has. But I guess like some of the motivations and stuff make sense. But still, like, there's a whole bunch of issues that this movie has that just didn't sit well with me. Like, not even joking, there's like so many problems. But I have to give this movie a rating. I'd have to give it a... give it a 2.5. Yeah. I didn't like it that much. Sorry, it just... feels like I just wanted to tell another Wonder Woman story, and just as poor execution. In fact, it's the same director from the first movie came back on, and she even co-wrote this time. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe she wasn't good at co-writing this film. But I don't know. This movie just didn't sit well with me. I have a lot of issues with it. And I still have a couple other movies that came out this year that I have to watch. That came out last year before I can do my top 12. Gotta watch the Gosh, what I've heard is awful Mulan. Gotta watch that, but I'm probably going to watch Soul here in a moment. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!